And I hope you guys are ready. We are on day 4. Guys, we made it. We never would have made it. Never would have made it. That part. So, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, no matter when you may be catching this particular broadcast. Super excited. I am Alcides Pelzer, your voice manager. I unmute the voice of women who are ready to speak up about what has kept her silent for way too long. You guys know that we've been doing the Broken Compass series this weekend. I've been pushing you guys to get some things done. So, has it been a great weekend? Has it, well, not a weekend, has it been a great week? Have you guys gotten something out of it? Have you seen yourself move forward in some things? Let me know. I'm super excited though. I'm going to tell you why. So, our World Voice League community has been doing a purge, and it's gone a whole lot bigger than what we originally thought it was going to be, because we just had a lot of stuff we had to get rid of, y'all. Let's be honest. Let's be real. This on this good Friday. On this Good Friday, um, they had a lot of stuff to get rid of, and I was just like, wow, 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 wow. That part. Getting the feedback from it has been amazing. Getting the feedback from the Broken Compass has been amazing. Like, people have been messaging me. They've been like, oh my goodness, thank you so much for this series. This has been absolutely amazing. I'm all in. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to fix my compass. And so we have the piece that we're going to be talking about today, which is the compass that has no needle. The needle is missing on the compass. But then I'm actually going to come, and I don't know if I should do it tonight or if I should do it tomorrow. I may do it tomorrow, but I want to come back and I want to share with you guys, you know, what that compass is going to do for you, like where that compass is really going to take you in 2020, what it can actually do for you in 2020. Because I know, we've talked about all the things that can be wrong with the compass. Let's end it on, instead of ending it on something that can be wrong with your compass, well, I want to end it on something that can be right with your compass. So, how many of you agree with that? Can y'all handle it for one more day? Do y'all think y'all can handle it for one more day? Michael said, yes. He said, I have benefited from the series. Okay, great. So I think that would be really great for us to end it on a positive, not a negative. I'm very deliberate in no longer, being left on in a negative thought, a negative mindset, not going to sleep angry, all of those things when it comes to me and my progress as an individual. But I can't leave y'all on a negative. So we're going to end it tomorrow, not today. But today, today, today. So it is day 4. Those of you who are just joining us for the first time, welcome. Thank you for coming in. We appreciate you. Thank you for those who have shared out the broadcast. Thank you for those who are coming in and who are about to be in this comments. Because listen, we about to go all the way in. With that being said, so if you're just coming in and you're like, what is the Broken Compass series? The Broken Compass series was a series that was given to me after a conversation that I had online. I asked a question, I received an answer that really made me look and say, wow, how many other people are thinking like me? Because we have that stinking thinking, some people call it. Our thinking is, it has been altered, it has been influenced by different things, different people around us. And so this was that opportunity to kind of take off that influence, right? And so we had 4 days. It was a compass that only points to you. That was that selfishness, that was that pride, that was always looking at um what can you do for me? That was what it was, right? Day 1 was, what can you really do for me, right? Day 2 was, I got so much going on and I'm in this season of confusion. I'm literally, I have the compass needle kept spinning and spinning, and I really couldn't find myself getting rest and getting peace. And so I just said, okay, well, I didn't understand. And I allowed myself not to get started because it was so much going on. Day 3 was the compass. Uh, the compass that had stopped completely moving. And even though we're still in January of 2020, there are plenty of people who that's what they feel. They feel like their compass is not moving at all. They feel as though, there's this thing that has really tripped them up and held them back. Good morning. Good morning. Has really like held them back and tripped them up, even to, or it's been this brick wall, it's the glass ceiling. That's what yesterday was all about, is hitting that point and thinking I can't go any further. And so the needle on my compass isn't moving at all. And so we talked about that. Now today is all about the compass that has no needle. And so I asked the question when I did the live. I said, what are you standing on when it comes to your family, when it comes to your business? Good morning, Carolyn. Hey, sis. When it comes to your business, when it comes to your community, when it comes to, your personal health, what are you standing on? And this is why this question was so powerful for me. I asked a question from someone earlier in the week, and I said, well, what scripture do you stand on for your business? And the answer was none of them. And I was just like, wait, that goes completely opposite of what I've been taught. Now, how many of you always, like, this is the things that you heard? There's a scripture you stand on for health. There's a scripture that you stand on for business. There's one that you stand on for. I mean, right? Am I the only one? It might be that I'm the only one, because y'all know I'm a little off sometimes. But that it really stuck out to me, probably more than what she'll ever realize by responding. But she gave me the scripture that she stands on completely, not specifically for business, but for everything, because it covers everything that she does. And I was just like, wow, okay, that makes sense. I said, but it goes back to, what are you standing on? And when we say, what are you standing on? What are you standing on when it comes to the success that you're trying to achieve? Because if you find yourself standing on a house of cards, then what's going to happen when there's pressure applied? What's going to happen when the table is kind of shook up a little bit? There's the potential for everything that you've built to come crashing down. And we are in the prime part of the year to make sure that we are building on a strong foundation. So there are a couple of things that your foundation really needs to include. And whereas most of us, we've been kind of taught, that it's certain things. It's, your foundation for your business is your logo, your things like that, right? We've been taught these things over time, from some gurus, from some people who just kind of threw it out there. They kind of threw spaghetti at the wall to see what sticks, right? Come on. Come on, come on, come on. Look, Psalms 34, let's go. Psalms 23, exactly. And so, but not everybody has something that they're standing on. And so when I say something you're standing on, there's a couple of things that I want you to understand. And this is why I said this is something that you're going to need, but it's broken down in three parts. Y'all ready? I hope y'all ready. I hope y'all got y'all pens and y'all papers, so that way we can get this done. Number one is you need to stand on something that is solid. I hope y'all caught that. You need to be standing on something that is solid. And so, can I tell y'all something? And I know we get into a habit of, we kind of get that, shiny object syndrome. We hear somebody saying something, and we, their logo looks good and their flyer looks good, and they give us all the powerful words. They make us feel emotions. That's one of the marketing tools that's used, is to make you feel some type of emotion, so that way you'll buy. They do all of those things, right? But is it something solid? Now, it's interesting because when we're standing on something solid, something solid means that it can carry my weight. So when it comes to my health, if standing on something solid is having an accountability partner that I know is going to call me, show up at my door, and drag me to the gym if necessary, that's standing on something solid. Come on. Come on, Lila. Come on, Lila. The foolish man builds his house upon the sand. So are you standing on something solid? So think about it when you think about your business. Are you standing on something solid? When you think about your health, are you standing on something solid? Meaning, is it something that can hold your weight, your full weight? Because this is the thing, is we get into a habit of saying yes to things that can only hold part of our weight. We say yes to things that can only hold part of our weight. They can only hold a percentage. So we got one foot on and one foot off because we're standing on something that can't hold our full weight. Holding my full weight, if you are a coach, means that when I get into my moment, my Jonah moment, as I call it, when I get into my Jonah moment and I'm like, no, I can't do this, and I'm ready to run in the opposite direction, someone that can hold my weight will go and take all of my stuff and throw it on the ground and say, you're not going nowhere. Somebody, remember, I'm not going to tell y'all business. I just tell mine. Somebody that can hold my weight is in the moments where my introverted self turns on. They know how to speak to me, even in my introverted self, that's going to make me step outside of my comfort zone. That's something that can hold my weight. What happens when you sit on something or stand on something that cannot hold your weight? You come crashing down, right? And think about this for your business, for your finances, everything. When you sit on something one time that cannot hold your weight, it negatively influences every other time that you go to stand on something or sit on something. Now you're second guessing yourself. Now you're triple and quadruple checking things because that one thing did not hold your weight and it allowed you to fall. Are you standing on something that can hold your weight? Or are you standing on something that can't? Now, granted, everybody's different. Maybe you're not really into this business thing 100%. Maybe you're not really into this relationship thing 100%. So you're not going to go and look for something that's going to hold your weight, that's going to support you, because that's scary. Can we be honest? That's a little scary, right? Standing on something and it actually holding me up and keeping me in position. So that's number one. And what you are standing on, is it something that can hold your weight? Can it carry your weight? Number two, is it something that can lift you up? Can I tell y'all something? Is it something that can lift you up? So this is the other thing. And I'm not being shady, but some of y'all said yes to opportunities or yes to people that only wanted you attached to them to lift them up, and they haven't done anything to lift you up. And lift you up, I mean emotionally, mentally, physically, financially, spiritually. Is there something that they're doing to lift you up? See how they have to go together? Because if it's something that can lift you up but can't hold your weight, then you'll come crashing down. If it's something that can hold your weight but doesn't lift you up, then you might as well be standing on the ground. There was no reason for you to step up on it, right? There was no reason for you to say yes. I know. I'm tripping y'all out right now. I understand. But stay with me for a minute. Or what you're standing on for 2020. Because this is the thing. Some of you, you're standing on the same things you were standing on for 2018. How did that work for you? Now I know that's gonna hurt. Y'all can send the ambulance, y'all can send the people with the hard hats. You're standing on the same thing in 2020 that you stood on for 2019. Then how are you elevating? How are you moving to a higher level? Did it mean anything for you in 2019? That's an ouch. I know. I ain't got no reactions. I ain't got no comments this morning. Y'all like that. She coming in. It's Friday. We supposed to be partying. Just got paid. Like we supposed to be getting brownies or something. Listen, I need you to have this understanding though. We said 2020 would be different. So if it's going to be different, then I need to be standing on something that is solid and something that can lift me up. It's not to say that it has to lift me up 19 feet in the air, but can it lift me up higher than what I was standing on my own? That part. Can it lift me up higher than what I was standing on my own? And if it cannot, then I need to make a decision. I need to make an executive decision and say, okay, if this is not raising me up higher than what I was standing on, if I was standing on the floor and I needed to get into a cabinet, am I going to, and I get a stool and the stool only takes me up 2 centimeters and I still can't reach the cabinet, then what's the point of me having the stool? The stool is to help me get up to a certain level so I can stand and be able to get what's at the top. Y'all know I'm little. Don't judge my lifestyle, y'all. Yeah, it's to help me get what's in the top of the cabinet. It's to help me get the fruit that's not low. Come on, y'all better catch this. See, the reason why we're talking about this right now is because it's to help us to make sure that we're not just being okay with going after the low hanging fruit. It's so we're not just okay with just going after the fruit that has already fallen and started rotting on the ground. That we will stretch a little bit further, that we'll put a little more effort into reaching something that's higher up that's meant for us. Are you willing to stretch? Are you willing to go a little bit higher? Are you willing to reach up above what everybody else is reaching for? Y'all better catch that. Are you willing to reach above what everybody else is reaching for in order for you to be successful in this year? In relationships, in your finances, are you willing to reach above? And so being willing to reach above, I need to make sure I'm standing on the right thing. So that was number two. So number one was, is it something that's firm? Number two was, does it lift you up? Right? Number three is going to be interesting because this is that whole next level piece. Is it something that someone else can stand on with you? Stephanie said, caught it. Is it something that someone else can stand on with you? Meaning, if I go and I'm doing something, I said yes to something, I went and I'm a part of something, and can I go and tell somebody else about it because I know that it would help them as well? Some of y'all will go, this is gonna be a little painful, y'all. Some of y'all will go and say yes to an opportunity that you're not even willing to share with anybody else. Some of you will go and join a program that you're not willing to share out and talk about that you're a part of that program. So we got to get back to, if I'm willing to say yes to it, is it a space where I can have somebody else stand with me if they're willing to come on the journey? Not because I'm trying to force them to come on the journey. We're not forcing anybody. But if somebody says, I'm looking for X, Y, and Z, can you scoot up over enough for them to stand with you? Can I tell you something? I always I've always been that person that I motivate and support people. I encourage people. I'm always, sharing people's stuff out, and that's just me. I'm big on service. I'm big on reciprocity. I've always been. This is the thing, is that I've always come in contact with people that appreciate it and those that don't. And so what happens is, the ones that appreciate it, I'll have opportunities that'll come up, and I'll share those opportunities with the people that appreciates it. I do. Look, look. They said, yes, you do. I share it. If somebody's looking for a logo, I'm gonna share with you who to go get a logo from. If somebody's looking for information or for a website, I'm gonna share with you people that I trust that would do a good job for you. If listen, if you need a class, if you need something, if first of all, I'm never trying to be a jack of all trades. I'm not that person that's gonna go and learn something so I can turn around and teach it to y'all. That's not my lane. That's not my lane. If I go and learn something, what I will do is I will come back to my community. I'll come back to my network and say, there's space on this platform for more than one person. I think this is a great opportunity for you. I just did it this morning in my accountability community and gave them a great opportunity for them to be able to go and get some exposure. And that's what I do. I'm never going to step up on a platform and it be a platform that's not inclusive. It's exclusive. If it's exclusive, there's some moments where you do have to be on a platform that has exclusivity. I get it. But I want to step on a platform where I am proud to bring other people to the platform. Come on. Michael just said it. He said he's a witness of it. I am proud to bring other people to the platform. This is the thing. When I think about, if you want to go fast, go by yourself. If you want to go far, go together. This is what I think of. So when I look at the fact that the compass is broken, the compass may be broken. There may not be a needle on the compass because you have not been attaching yourself to opportunities where you can bring other people with you. You've not been attaching yourself to opportunities that grow you and your team. So I'm gonna give an example, and y'all know I'm not gonna tell y'all business. I just tell my business. Part of what I was doing all them years, why I wasn't out flossing and doing all of this other stuff and showing up with all of these, you know why? It's because I was working on my debt. I made a confession years ago that I wanted to be a debt-free entrepreneur. I didn't want to take out loans. And so as I was going along, the community that I was a part of, that's the direction that they were going in. And that's okay. But it wasn't for me. I'm not going to look at my community and say, I want you to be the best you can be. So here, take out a loan for this amount. I'm not going to do that. And I think it was within like the year before that, or last year or the year before, we did a whole money challenge. Because I said we got to think about money differently. We got to look at money different. We've had bad relationships with money, so we got to fix that. So let's fix that. So when I know people that are debt free who can come and talk to them, that's who I bring to the table. because I've read their books, I've gone through their processes, I've gone through their stuff. So I'm going to go and say, there's room on this platform, and y'all can come and join this platform. But that speaks volumes, because guess what? You got so many others that won't do that. And so sometimes your needle on your compass is not there because you've not been connecting yourself to communities where it can be inclusive, where you can bring other people. Can I tell y'all something, that in 2020, if you have a team and your team is not elevating, but you are, there's a problem. And I mean, not elevating off of what you're doing, I mean, elevating as individuals. One of the things that I said to my team at the beginning of 2020 was, you should all have a big dream. You can't be on my team and not have one. You can't. You should have something that you're working on. You should have some, and you should be executing it in that thing. And they know, oh, I come for them. I don't have a problem with coming for you. Because we all have somewhere to go. We have something greater to bring to the world. And we can't bring it if I'm going and I'm doing all these things and I look at my team and my team is struggling. We can't do that. Because they're going to look at all of us and say, okay, well, so what's really going on? And I see so many companies or coaches that's what they're doing. You're telling people make sure they get paid for their services, but then you want everybody to do everything for free or low cost. No, we gotta get better at that. And so literally having this conversation with them, I said, you got to start the year with a big dream. What's your big dream? The whole team took the DISC assessment. Let's go. Okay, I see where you're strong at. Okay, I see where I got to connect with you at. I see what's going on. Okay, I see this. Everybody took the DISC assessment. Let's go. Because I see that on this platform, there's room for all of us. And that means we got some greater things to do. So can others stand with you? So sometimes your needle on your compass is missing because you're not standing on something solid, because it's not something that can lift you up, and it's no space for other people to grow with you. Here's the thing. Sometimes what we've been standing on is not even what we needed to be standing on. It's what we saw somebody else standing on. And we thought that it would be a good idea to stand on it for ourselves. For those of you that have followed my journey, you guys know that for a while I was working in management with pay less. A moment of silence. I was working in management with pay less. And I always go back and think about, there was two different lengths. There was two different ladders at at each location. And one ladder was, well, actually, no, there was three. There was a little step ladder. There was like a midway ladder, and then there was like a really tall ladder, right? At every location, they should have had one. They may not have. They should have. If I had to do something that was not, because y'all know I'm little, if I had to do something that wasn't too high up, I could use the step ladder. If I had to do something where I needed more stability, I couldn't use the little ladder because it would not give me the support that I need for me to be able to move shelving and pull stuff and have to jerk. I would not have had that opportunity, because on a smaller one, I would have fallen. So many people have gotten to a point where they've fallen because they were standing on one ladder and they should have been standing on another. They were standing on one ladder, and they should have been, it was calling for something else. So there's other things, like if they were doing something with our sign outside where they needed the really huge ladder, and that little ladder would not have gotten them to that level. That middle level, that middle ladder would have not gotten them to the level they needed to go to. We need to understand, and we need to make a conscious decision that we are going to stand on what we need for this year. What do you need to stand on for this year? So I need you, some of you may not be able to physically look at your vision board or your SMART goals right now. I need you to, if you can't physically look at it, I need you to think about what's on your SMART board. Your SMART board, your SMART goals, or what's on your vision board for 2020. What's on there? What do you need to stand on to achieve those things? What do you need to stand on to achieve those things? What do you need to balance yourself on? What opportunities do you need in order for you to be able to be successful this year? That's how you get that compass needle back in place. So, do you need to start looking at your finances and having somebody that can help you budget better? Do you need somebody that can motivate you and support you? I'm asking you the question because I want to know the answer. What do you need to be standing on? Because if some of y'all are going to say, well, I'm gonna get my website and I'm gonna get my logo, and that's great. And I can listen. We I did an episode of the Speak Easy podcast. It'll be out today with Julia, and Julia is from Italy. And I know oftentimes we think that entrepreneurs in other countries go through very different things, like they have different experiences. Everything is just so amazing for them. And we both agreed, man, we created a website and had flyers and colors, and didn't have nothing to sell, didn't have any clients. And that wasn't what we needed to stand on at that moment. So, what do you need to stand on? No excuses, no looking at anybody else's, response. What do you need to stand on? Is it something that's solid? When you think about what you need to stand on, is it something that's solid? Is it something that's going to lift you up? And is it something that's going to give you a platform where you can bring other people, where you can go and say to other people, come and join this community, come and join this program, where it's not going to be just a one and done. We need longevity, guys. And I know we get excited, and somebody has something on sale, so we're going buy it because it's on sale. If you're not using it, don't buy it. If you're not using it like right now, don't tell me you buying it because you're going to use it in 6 months. 6 months ain't here. You don't know what you're going to need in 6 months. That's a reality check. You don't know what you're going to need in 6 months. What do you need to stand on right now? Do you need community? Do you need a foundation when it comes to who is your target audience? Do you even know who your target audience is? Having that thing that you can stand on sets you apart. It puts the needle back on the compass, because now the reason why I've been able to keep going is because I have something I'm standing on that's solid. It's because, I have something I'm standing on that's lifting me up. I've created platforms where I'm bringing other people onto the platform and doing other things. Y'all, if y'all could see the opportunities in my community, the opportunities that are laid out, from guest publishing, guest blogging on the blog, on Our Voice Matters blog, to being a guest on the podcast and doing guest segments with me, to doing, everything and anything, to the World Voice Summit. Literally, we have a whole month of speakers. And this is the craziest thing because people will go and they'll oh yeah, no, I'm looking for speaking opportunities. I'm looking for, and then they have opportunities that are literally put right in front of them, and they drag their feet, and they drag their feet out of fear. They drag their feet. We're literally allowing the keynote speakers for the summit will be live streamed on LinkedIn, Periscope, and Facebook. What other platform is going to give you that opportunity? You're not. They'll want to be on your page, but they're not going to give you that opportunity to be in front of their audience unless it's going to hype up what they're doing. We have something greater in store for us. And the only way for us to achieve what we want to achieve for 2020 is if we get our butts in gear and get our head in the game. So y'all tell me. You tell me. You tell me. Are you standing on something solid for 2020? Are you standing on something secure? Something that you want to encourage other people to stand on with you? Something that not just I want to have them come join me or buy from me. No. Is it something that you would go and literally you would give this opportunity to your children and tell your children about this opportunity? That's the conversation we need to have with ourselves. Because guess what? If you're not willing to, you'll find yourself stressed out. Good morning. You'll find yourself stressed out, trying to figure it out. And it's a whole lot simpler than you thought. It's a whole lot simpler than you thought. So I need you to have an understanding, guys. For those of you who are just coming in, hey, good morning. Happy Friday to you. We are going through the Broken Compass series. This is day 4 of the Broken Compass series. We have day 5. We'll be coming back tomorrow. And man, I just wanted to make sure that you guys are getting this motivation more than just a hand clap, more than just a rah rah, more than just a, oh, yeah, you can do it. No, that time out for all that. We timing out for all of the, oh, I can get you all motivated and then you still don't get nothing done. No, y'all did vision boards this year. What's still on your vision board? What's on there? Y'all did SMART goals. Okay, great. And if you don't know where all this came from, by all means, we started back a week ago, and you can check out the post over on actually on my YouTube channel. I'll put the link to it. I don't think it'll come up on Periscope, but if you go to, if I could spell, if you go to youtube.com/Alta you will definitely see it. Listen, yeah, there we go. Okay, yeah, it doesn't show up on Periscope, but it's www.youtube.com/Altavispelzer. And but it's so interesting because we've been going through this whole Broken Compass series for a reason, because we can't, this year is not going to be like last year. And the only way we can make sure that this year is different, that we go and check things off on our vision board this year, is if we are looking at this year different than what we looked at it last year. Last year was great. Y'all might have checked off 2 things. You might have checked off 5 things. This year, we looking at that vision board like I want to check off everything. Am I the only one? Because I know I I didn't do a vision board this year, but I know my goals for this year, and I want to check off everything. I want to accomplish all of the things on this list. And the only way that that will happen is if we're willing to do the work. That part. It's the only way. The only way that it's willing to actually happen for us. But I get it though. I get it. Look, come on. Look, Stephanie said I checked off something last year. Come on. Kelly said she checking off everything this year. I've come across those things, and I've come across so many people that the vision board is a pretty board, and it ends up behind their couch, it ends up on their wall, and then but it doesn't get checked off. And I said, well, we can't do that anymore. And some of you are going to say, but people, the people that are coming to your live streams are not in your community. They're not. There's other stuff that they get in my community. Y'all think y'all getting this with this compass series. They get thrown off a cliff on the regular in the community. They get thrown off the cliff on a regular in the community. But I also see them achieving some great things within the community. I also see their businesses starting to flourish and thrive. I see them going and doing more than average. We're not settling for average. Remember, we said that when we determine what it is that we're going to stand on, it needs to be something that brings us to a point where we can go and get something that's higher up, not just the low hanging fruit. We want the fruit that is due us. We want the fruit at the top, but it requires you to be standing on something. It took me a while to get to this point. I never want you to think that this is oh my goodness, just pop up. Yeah, we're gonna make it happen and we fly and we this and we that. I never want you to think that it's a thing of, you know, that anybody's perfect or they have it all together. Anybody that makes you think that they have it all together, that's not the case. I want you to have an understanding that you can achieve some things. And it's not always going to look the way you wanted it to. There's going to be some moments where you kind of stumble. There's going to be some moments where you get some things not right. But guess what? You're moving where many others aren't. You're making progress where others are not. Believe me, I told you, I've taken classes with hundreds of entrepreneurs from all over the world, and many of them are not doing anything within their business. Many of them are not showing up anymore. Oh, thank you. It. I've seen too many people quit and fail. I have. I have. I've seen too many people quit and fail. And I can never say, oh yeah, I can never be that person that just says, hey, yeah, come do it this way. Hey, come, come. I can't do get rich quick schemes. I can't do teaching you that you can be an overnight success. And I can't do any of that. I tried it because that's what I thought I had to do at one point. My compass was all toe up, y'all. But when I fixed my compass, it brought me to a point where Now I'm not fearful anymore. I'm not going through all of that stuff. I'm not scared about what I can and can't do in my business and I'm not, comparing myself to, and that's the biggest one. I'm not comparing myself to anybody else's brand. Do y'all really know how hard that is? It's hard. I'm not comparing myself to anybody else's brand. I'm not comparing myself to anybody else's business because I don't have to. I'm teaching entrepreneurs that on a regular basis. No, your brand is your brand. Your strategy is your strategy. And if we think that we have to show up as somebody else, then when are we actually going to show up 100% ourselves? And we get comfortable in showing up as everybody else. That should not be a place of comfort. That should never be a place of comfort. It is my prayer that you get so uncomfortable this year that you move. If you think about the baby bird, and the baby bird will go and be in the nest and be comfortable, and the mama will make it a little more uncomfortable, and the mama will make it a little more uncomfortable. At some point, you need to get up out that nest. It wasn't meant for you to stay here for forever. It wasn't. It was not meant for you to come and stay here forever. It wasn't. It wasn't meant for you to come and be in my coaching programs forever. It's not.